Now, just like I said, today we are going to be working on lesson 4-1, which is the coordinate plane. Okay? The coordinate plane, you guys are familiar with. Last year, you know that we have our axes and everything else, and I'll show you that after we go over our vocabulary. The first vocabulary word we have here is coordinate plane. Is a plane formed by the intersection of a horizontal number line called the x-axis and a vertical number line called the y-axis. Okay? Your x-axis is the horizontal axis on a coordinate plane. The y-axis is the vertical axis on a coordinate plane. The origin is the point where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect on the coordinate plane. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers that can be used to locate a point on a coordinate plane. And lastly is quadrant. Is the x and y axes divide the coordinate plane into 4 regions. Each region is called a quadrant. So, let's take a look. Here is an example of a coordinate plane. Mine is not perfect, as you can tell, but that's okay. It will serve the purpose that we're looking for. Our next vocabulary word was x-axis. Remember, your x-axis is the horizontal axis, which is going to be this one right here that goes side to side. This is our x-axis right here. Okay? Our y-axis, the vertical axis, is this one right here. It's the one that goes up and down. All right? The origin is right here. This is my origin. Is right here. That's my 0, 0. My ordered pair, that would be my 0, 0 ordered pair. It's the very center where my x and y axis intersect at. Okay? The next thing we'll talk about is our ordered pair. Okay? The ordered pair, which I have written right here, is an example of an ordered pair, the 0, 0. But your ordered pair is always going to be your x followed by your y. Okay? Remember, we always go x before y, and y to the sky is what some of you might have learned in the past. Okay? Which means we have to go left and right first, then we go up and down. Okay? Some of you might know you have to crawl before you walk, or walk before you fly, or there's all kinds of things. All kinds of things that you guys learned, but the most important thing that you need to remember is that we have to go left and right first, then we go up and down. So whatever our first number says, we have to go left and right first, then we go up and down. Okay? Now, it also is important to realize where your positive and negatives are at. Okay? Remember, your positives are going to be up and to the right, and your negatives are going to be down and to the left. Okay, so up here, if we were to graph an ordered pair over here, this would be, both of our ordered pairs would be positive. That'd be positive, positive. Over here, our ordered pairs, our x would be negative, and our y would be positive, which for some reason I'm drawing a y right there. Then down here, they would both be negative, negative, and over here, it would be positive, negative. Okay? All right, now let's talk lastly about our quadrants. Okay? The quadrants are talking about the number that in which the I guess your ordered pair appears. Now, in order for it to help us remember this, we listen to the word quadrant, which, yes, it starts with a Q, but it's the starting sound sounds like a C, like quadrant. Okay? So, if I draw a C on my coordinate plane, okay, this is going to tell us where our first quadrant is. This is our quadrant number 1. Our second quadrant is right here. This is quadrant number 2. Our third quadrant is right here. So this is quadrant number 3. And finally, our fourth quadrant is right here. Okay? Those are our quadrants. Now, be careful because on your first section of your assignment, it asks you what quadrant are these points in. It doesn't want the ordered pair. It wants to know where the points are. What quadrant? So if you had one over here, it'd be quadrant 1. Over here, quadrant 2. Over here, quadrant 3. Over here, quadrant 4. It's all easy. Okay? Now, these are written in Roman numerals, and you need to write them in Roman numerals as well. They've been written that way forever. That's just write them that way. Now, let's talk about, let's say we had, I don't know, a point that it wanted us to graph, say, 3, ordered pair 3, -3. Okay? Remember, this first point right here is our x. We have to go left and right first. So I'm going to go over 3 places. Since it's positive, I have to go to the right. So I count 1, 2, 3. Then it says -3. So my next point, since it's negative, I have to go down 3 places. So I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. That's where my point is going to be right there. Okay, then I would label it whatever point that is. If it was point A, then I would label it A or whatever it wants to do. But that's how you label those. Okay, that's how you draw those. You go left and right first, followed by up or down. Okay? Questions on how I did that? If on number 1 it asked you to write the ordered pair, then yes, we would first have to go over -3 and then down -1. But since it asks you for just the quadrant, you just have to put the quadrant. The quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it's asking you for on questions 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, ma'am.
On all of them, you start with the x that goes down, and so all of them are up. You know, like on the you start on x and go to the y, or you start with y.
The question was, where do you start whenever you're starting? Well, you always start on your x. Remember, your x goes left or right, depending on whether it's positive or negative.
So you always start on your x.
You always start going left or right. That's always your first step.
Okay.
Okay? After you have moved left or right, then you move up or down. All right. Get to work.